PRC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
This is the afternoon Weather Xtreme video. James Spann here on Thursday, the 11th of September. Ike dominates the discussion in the weather office, and boy, it's amazing how big this thing is. Let me show you the Alabama Gulf Coast Skycam. Are you kidding me? Look at the flooding down there. That looks like Gustav when it was making landfall. And Ike is several hundred miles south of Mobile Bay, but the wind envelope is so large and the circulation is so large it is producing big-time coastal flooding. That's an amazing amount of water coming up on the public beach parking lot there. So this is a tremendous storm in terms of the size. Of course, the rest of Alabama pretty quiet. There's a look at our Mount Cheaha Skycam. In fact, I was over passing right by there earlier today. I was over in Cleburne County, and the sky partly sunny. And from Meridian, Mississippi, one of our new eastern Mississippi Skycams there. You can see downtown Meridian off in the distance. Well, again, it's your classic drama here of September. Big trough in the westerlies approaching, a big hurricane in the Gulf. When will the turn happen? And again, the implications are pretty severe here with one of the larger cities in our country possibly in the path of this thing. And, of course, we are talking Houston. Here's the QPF chart. Heaviest rain from Houston on up now into eastern Texas. Notice how the guys at HPC have shifted east with their projection. Dallas-Fort Worth not in the heavy rain area anymore. They're on the fringe of it. Oklahoma City not in the heaviest rain area. Basically goes from Houston to Longview to Fayetteville, Arkansas, then up to Indianapolis and Pittsburgh. And again, around here, not much rain at all. This, by the way, is valid through Tuesday morning of next week at 7 o'clock. Pretty fascinating storm here, Ike. As it came off the western tip of Cuba, there were changes in the structure. And the one thing that's clear, this is a huge hurricane. Hurricane-force winds extend out over 115 miles from the center. And the tropical storm-force winds are going out almost 300 miles, impacting the Alabama Gulf Coast. So pretty amazing. But so far, the tightness is not there in the middle. The top winds are holding steady at 100 miles per hour. It's a Category 2. We note that the outflow is a little restricted on the west and northwest side, but not much. And again, I think this has plenty of time to be a tighter storm with potential to be a major hurricane at the time of landfall. And I think everybody should take this thing seriously and not necessarily focus on the center line you're about to see in these maps because of the diameter of the winds here. Here's the latest modeling the 12Z runs, and the consensus, if there is such a thing, brings it up a little below Galveston, close to the NHC track. There are outliers to the south, including the NAM that brings it over to South Padre. I'd say that's very unlikely. But notice most of the models hook it up into the westerlies, and the thing slingshots up to New England early next week. But there's no doubt there has been an eastward shift in the track, and that's the reason the guys at HPC have adjusted their heavy rain track off to the east. And a quick look at the GFDL, that's just very, very problematic. Late Friday night, the pressure, 949 millibars, and at that pressure level, the wind is expected to be 123 knots. That's strong Category 4 status right there. Approaching Category 5, coming right up Galveston Bay. Goodness gracious. And if that's right, you'll have a lot of problems up there toward Port Arthur and Beaumont. Now, understand the GFDL is a little bit of an outlier on the left, or I'm sorry, on the right. Let me show you the hurricane track and the Hurricane Center track, and I think that's a good one. They're holding steady in their track with it coming in just about 50 miles south of Galveston. Late Friday night, they moved the time frame up a little bit. This thing is starting to come on home, so maybe Friday night at midnight, something like that, the pre-dawn hours Saturday morning. And again, this has time to become a major hurricane, plenty of time. And this is a vast storm with a large wind envelope here, so understand it will affect a large part of the coast. We've got tropical storm warnings all the way over to the Alabama-Mississippi state line, and they probably need to extend those over to Pensacola at the rate the weather's going down there. Let's look at the 12Z GFS. This is 1 o'clock tomorrow. You can see the trough that's going to be turning Ike. Down below that, there's a look at Ike. And by the way, here, any shower should be very isolated. We think much of the day will be dry. Go to Friday night. This is actually Saturday morning at 1 a.m. The GFS has Ike coming on into a point very close to Galveston, just maybe south of there. And, of course, understand the GFS does not handle intensities very well. That's not what this model does. It should be a powerful hurricane at the time of landfall. Saturday, we're dry for the most part. We'll just say partly to mostly sunny. The chance of a shower very small as we're in the subsidence area. Ike is beginning to make the turn. Sunday, Ike is moving quickly. In fact, Sunday at 1 o'clock, the new model has Ike near Harrison, Arkansas, with rain over Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, still west of Alabama, even though it's been adjusted east. And then Monday, a little front comes in trailing Ike, and Ike slingshots up into the Canadian Maritimes. And then after that, on Tuesday, we're dry as a bone. Wednesday of next week, same deal. We're dry. And Thursday, the westerlies are up north. Down below that, I don't know, maybe a shower, but it doesn't look like much. So it still looks like Ike, although it's going to be close, will be a little to the west and north of here. And on the 27th, hey, we've been looking for that. That's what I'm talking about. Trough over the east. Bring some of that cool air down here. Maybe that'll get us down there in the 50s. But this is the first time we've seen that. Remember, that might disappear on the next run. So don't count that as a forecast, but nice to see that on modeling anyway. That's it for the Weather Extreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 7 a.m. tomorrow. And, of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful evening, and God bless.